Welcome to Breakthrough with Jeff. This is the place where we live life with zero limits. Now, I would like to begin by asking a question. How many of you, given another chance to begin your life again, you'd actually do it differently? How many here can actually say that you believe this is the time to make a shift and you can begin this year to create your biggest breakthrough ever? Now, I want to share with you a process of how to change and break through in 12 steps so you can create a lasting change, one that can be trusted, one that has proven to give results. And guess what? You don't have to pay that much. You can get your life back without paying an arm and a leg. So let me begin by thanking you, because I know people are busy. Thank you for taking the time to be with me. And thank you that you made the decision that says you're going to make this moment count. Now, for that to happen, if you made that decision, this is what I want you to do. I want you to cancel everything. If you're right there listening to me and then there's another tab open, just cancel everything. Make sure this is the only thing on your screen, because this is life-changing. Make the decision right now that this moment will count. Because if it's going to be, it's up to you. You can make it happen. And I'm here as a facilitator, as your coach, to help you bring your biggest dream to reality. So let's make this worthwhile. Let's have a deal that this will be worthwhile for you. Is that okay? Okay, brilliant. Now, why is this different? And how is this different? The reason this process of breakthrough is different is that, I'm actually sharing with you what the exact practice and the daily rituals and habits that I implement in my own life. This is not theory. I'm actually showing you what I created as a result of working and sampling the world's leading coaches for over 15 years and reading 450 books on personal development and the psychology of change and strategic leadership. I'm giving you everything. This is a place where I hold nothing back. I hope you're ready. By the end of this presentation, you're going to discover how to unleash the voice of your soul. You will find out the difference that makes all the difference in changing your life. And the one thing perhaps that you've not been able to do so far. You will discover who you would be without your limiting story. Have you ever thought of that? Who can I be without my story of limitations? Okay? You will discover how to make lasting commitments to yourself. Now, my goal as your coach in this presentation is to expose you to a sure path to breakthrough and creating lasting change in your personal and professional life. I will show you the formula for breakthrough and how you can master it to change your life forever. Not just your life, but lives of other people. And let me say this, whatever I'm going to expose you to will change your life. Please, let's make a deal that after you do that, because the reason I'm here and speaking to you is because someone changed my life. Someone gave me a process that helped me to transition and change my life forever. That's why I'm doing this for you. I want you to do the same. Let's make a deal that upon the change you're going to experience, you're going to change someone else's life. Is that a deal? Good. So, by the way, who is this for? Who is this for? This is for those who want to discover how to take immediate control of their mental, emotional, and physical well-being, as well as their financial well-being, and live life on their terms. It's for people who want to take their life back, okay? It is for those who wish to move from scarcity to abundance, from stagnation to creativity, from exhaustion to aliveness, from procrastination to massive action, from sabotage to personal power. Is that you? Great. So let's do this. Now, if that's you and you stay with me throughout this presentation to the end and take all the actions necessary to change your life, guess what? I am giving you one of my best sellers. I'll give you a bonus gift. Okay? If you stay until the end, I'm going to actually give you my best-selling book, Why You Do the Things You Do. I want you to understand yourself. I want you to understand why it is you're where you are today and the things that have contributed unconsciously to you being where you are today, and some of the decisions you can take immediately to make a shift. Now, what will you get from this book? Oh my, this one, you discover the invisible forces at work within you that shape your destiny, that shape your thought and your action. Unknowingly, hello, there is a force within you that is guiding you, that even guided you here to listening to me. And if you guide it well, if you understand yourself, you can use that for good. You can use the force for good. It doesn't matter what objective or goal you are seeking, what you are pursuing, whether it's starting a business, getting married, or healing your marriage, your relationships, having a family, or healing your family, becoming the next CEO. There are, fundamentals that are universal, to all human beings that drive our activity unknowingly. And this is what you would discover in this book. In the end, this is what serves as a motivating factor behind our actions and really decides the course of our destiny. Now, let me share something about my struggle, because it's good for you to know. Some people, when they listen to a coach and you hear me from the other side, perhaps you may think that I come from a different planet, that these things don't happen to me. Let me tell you a little bit about myself, because this is what people don't know about me. Okay? Number one, I was sick for 11 years. And I was born with a condition that kept me in hospital for 11 years. And so for 11 years, I didn't know how normal living, going to school, playing with friends looked like. I was dealing with a condition that kept me there. But on the 11th between 11 going to the 12th year, I got miraculously healed when I began, reading books. I was introduced to books by my dad and then my mentor and coach and teacher, someone that used to come and teach me in hospital, and began to apply the wisdom of these books. Not because I was unwell. The books my dad was buying me were books of mental healing, because the doctors were not getting a solution, and there was a story that I was going to die. There was loss of hope. So my dad began to buy, do anything. And I remember he told me sometime, I think when I was 9 years old, and he told me, son, I'm going to do whatever it takes. And he began to introduce me to reading these books. And I remember I began to read the books, The Secret of the Ages, The Power of the Subconscious Mind. And through the strategies that I began to learn from these books that I was introduced by my father, I actually miraculously got healed. Up to this moment, I know that yes, God healed me, but God used my readiness for healing. I hope you got that. So that's something people don't know about me. They think, that I've not seen pain, struggle. I actually have been to the bottom, of pain, where you feel there is no hope. And even your own mom is telling you, son, we've tried everything. We've tried everything. And at that moment, have you ever been to that moment where you think you're alone? You are alone, like you are alone on this planet. And thank God for such moments, because it's such moments that we grow up. It's such moments that we stretch. And I think for me, I really matured as a child, because at 11 years old, I had reasoning of a grown-up. My friends were really grown-ups, because of course, most of the time people coming to see me are my parents and my relatives. But my miracle gave hope to so many people that there are other options. And if you have a will, you will find a way. If you're willing. And the thing is, I ask my clients, my coaching clients, are you willing? See, for me, I was willing to live a life of freedom from pain, emotional trauma, of being locked in a hospital for years. And I was unwilling. You see, so you have to know, what are you willing? What are you unwilling? I was unwilling to die a child. I was unwilling. I told myself no. I told myself, as a little child, I told myself, I might have hard stories, but I'm not dying. I'm not dying on this bed. The power of the subconscious mind. Now, that's one thing. The other thing people don't know about me is that I struggled with self-doubt. Now, having lost my childhood, I'm beginning now, maybe 13 years of age. I did my KCPE, passed miraculously. Of course, I had been prepared by my coach, and credit God to him and my dad. I passed well and got admitted in a school, in a high school. But then from then, although I'm totally healed, I'm struggling to believe that I'm normal just like everyone else. So issues of low self-esteem, my self-identity, man, who am I? And issues of believing in myself really came across, and I struggled with that a lot. I really struggled. I would not in any way believe that I can do what I'm doing today. I thought This was for people with a perfect life, not me, that struggled so much, that went through so much emotional pain and even physical pain. Um, and the other thing was that, by the way, the doubt did not just stop. I throughout high school, university, all the way, and then to add, salt to the injury was my first ever girlfriend. She dumped me 2 weeks to the final exam, and this actually worked for my good because I focused on my success, and for the first time I did something for me. I wanted to, I wanted to do well. And that's how I got an admission in my university. And so you can see, just like you and many other people, I struggled and I've gone through pain, and I've tested the bitter cup of pain. And I tell you, pain has had a key place in the person I have become today. Pain for me became a gift. It was a school that I went. I thank God for coaches, mentors, and teachers. Because without that, pain can be a curse. You see, pain can either be a gift, it can be a blessing, or it can be a curse. For many people I know, it has become a curse. Now look, let me tell you a little bit. Is it okay? Would it be okay if actually I shared with you my journey of how I ended up as the most sought after coach in East Africa, as the president of the International Coaches Register Kenya chapter, and international best-selling author, CEO of the leading coach training school in Africa, and awarded a practitioner of coaching excellence by Strategic Intervention Institute in US of A, married to my best friend, and blessed with 3 most amazing kids. I tell you, this was a journey of self-acceptance, a journey that I'm going to take you through, that got me here, that held me together on the path of success, even when I never felt like going, even when I felt like stopping and felt like, this is too much. I want to share with you a process that I have gone through, a process that I have practiced, because what I believe in is becoming a practitioner. Okay? So this is the breakthrough coaching process. This is what I'm talking about, okay? And I'll give it all to you. But you see, one of my biggest challenge with this presentation is that I have limited time to unleash the entire 12 steps of breakthrough process, which I have built in over 15 years of experience. And after reading over 450 books and counting on human change and transformation, breakthrough coaching is a system of change and transformation. It's a system. And it's a system that a coach, a mentor, a teacher can take you through. So you don't have to repeat all their pain, all their mistakes, all that they went through. You don't need 15 years to actually get the process. But I dare tell you, it's taken me 15 years to get where I am today, to actually create this process for you. Now, in this presentation, my friend, I will share with you 3 of the 12 secret steps of the breakthrough process. Because of time, I'll share with you 3. And these are the 3 that I want to share with you. And this is what I want you to do. I want you to engage. I want you to write down. I want you to write down every inspiration that you get. You can write it on the chat on the side there, or you can write it down on your notebook. But I want you to engage. I want you to be part of this process so this can mean something to you. Positive image is a prerequisite for a happy life. I want you to put that in your subconscious mind. I want you to tell yourself that. Say that with me. Positive image is a prerequisite for a happy life. Beliefs, number 2, beliefs determine how you see the world. And then number 3, key decisions. There are key decisions that shape our destiny. Let me just recap. Again, like you can see on your screen, I put it there so you can take your notes, you can engage, you can repeat back. Let's say it together again. Number 1, positive image is a prerequisite for a happy life. Beliefs determine how you see the world. Key decisions. There are key decisions that shape our destiny. All right? So let's begin with the first one. It is necessary to have a positive self-image in order for you to live a happy and meaningful life. My friend, people who have a negative self-image end up finding this world so terrifying. In fact, life happens to them. Life happens to them, not for them or through them. If you don't find your positive self-image, and this is a journey I walked of actually deleting, underline the word deleting, divorcing, underline the word divorcing my stories and deleting my stories of limitation, pain, and sicknesses. And then creating and accepting a positive self-image of who I am. And I began to see myself as a whole person, not broken. I might have missed my childhood, but my identity of who I am, my self-image, the way I see myself, whether that was to change depended on me, not on anyone else. It depended on me. Positive self-image. It's all about how do I see myself. And in my journey, I came to a place where I saw myself as enough. Because then my childhood, I felt I missed something. And there was these beliefs, and I'll be talking about beliefs in a moment, but we begin with your self-concept, because if your self-concept is not changed, nothing else will change. You have to change the way you see yourself. You have to change the way you see yourself. And so I remember writing down on the mirror, I am enough. And seeing that on a daily basis, I am enough. And I want you to write that down. I am enough. I am enough. Now, when you see yourself as enough, if you come to my program, this is what I do. I put you in a state where you're not just affirming. Because if you affirm something, then it's not really true in you. And your subconscious mind is going to resist it. You can't just say, I am enough. I am enough. Yeah. No. Say, I am enough. I am enough. Move your body right now. You begin to move your body. Create some sense of state so that you can adopt the enoughness image of you, the positive image of being enough. Okay, so for you to adopt an image, I want you to write this down. For you to adopt an image, it takes 3 things. Number 1, it takes your focus. Where is the focus of your mind? What are you focusing on? Hello? Are you focusing on your old story, or are you focusing on the new story that you're writing, the one of self-image, that of being enough? So focus, and then number 2, your physiology. You cannot say I am enough and you're bending your neck like you're depressed. No. Let your body follow your confession. I am enough. The body, the chest comes out. My voice, you can hear in my voice, the energy comes out. And I mean it in my soul. And so I engage emotionally. Okay? Get me? There's no way you can lie to your subconscious mind. Your subconscious mind only knows you're serious when you can emotionally feel something. And so to shift your self-image, you have to shift those 3 things I've said: your focus, your physiology, and what it means, your meaning. You have to shift that. And so I began to do these things every morning and tell myself, I am enough. I am enough. I am enough. And I'll feel it in my gut, and I will, walk and live that day from that self-image. So I began to see myself as enough. I began to see myself as complete. That's another thing. I began to see myself as complete. And I began from that moment come from a place of love, where I'm not driven to please people, where I'm not asking what do they think about me before I do something. Because if you're enough, then you're not looking for other people to approve you. If you're enough, that's your self-image, is that you are enough. You are complete. You are strong. Okay? Can you imagine that? Can you imagine if you just believed that right now? Your breakthrough process begins with your self-image. How do you see yourself? So, you see, for me, I used to see myself as someone that is missing something. I used to see myself as someone that is not enough, as someone that was lacking someone whose life was incomplete, someone whose story was floaty. Because I felt like my life was starting in my teenage, and I felt like I'd lost something. Have you ever lost something and you felt like it defined your life? That is where I was until I went through all that process, even getting damned and losing my childhood. But when I began to see life as though it's happening from me and for me, my life totally changed. My life changed. I began to be unmoved by what other people do or say. I began to believe in myself. I began to see myself as a valuable person, one who is able to make a contribution on this planet. That's why I'm speaking to you right now, is because I healed my self-image. And I tell you, unless you heal your self-image, Nothing else, will be healed. Your beliefs, your stories will stay the same. And so this is where we begin. And this is where it begins, with the process of breaking through, with the process of breakthrough. So I want you to slow down for a moment, even in this process. I want you to take back your power. So your physiology, just take a deep breath. Allow it to slow down. Allow your body to slow down and be present here. Maybe you've always been, you're used to this journey of rushing and running from one thing to another, from one program to another. You never really make a real decision. And sometimes you're in one thing and your mind is in another, and you never really settle. Let's begin a different journey. Let's walk a different path today. So just pause right now, slow down, and just allow your body to relax, wherever you are. And maybe just sit comfortably. I want you to reflect on your self-image. How do you see yourself? How is your world, my friend? Is life happening to you, or is it happening for you? How have you lived this life? Is it fulfilling? Does it bring a sense of joy? And I just want you to take a deep breath. The one that goes to your belly. As you breathe in, your belly comes out. And then hold it there and count 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Slowly out. Now take another deep breath in. And hold it. Push your belly out. And breathe out. Now for a moment, I want you to slow things down. Be present here with me. This is a serious moment. This is your date with destiny. This is your date with change. This is your breakthrough moment. Close your eyes for a moment. And look at your focus right now. Are you focusing? What is your focus story? Are you focusing on what you don't have? Are you focusing on what you miss in your life? Are you focusing on what's lacking? Are you focusing on your weakness? Are you focusing on the possibility of becoming a new person through this program? What are you focusing on right now? Right now, in this moment, where is your focus? Now, keep your eyes closed. Tell yourself this. I want you to change your focus by what you tell yourself. Tell yourself, I choose to feel good about myself. Yes, you got it. So let's do that again. Breathing in, okay, breathe in and breathe out. I choose to feel good about myself. Now this time, I want you to do it different. I want you to whisper it. I choose to feel good about myself. Very good. Well done. Now go back to your breathing. Remember, what you are doing here is actually to rewrite your story in your subconscious mind. and change your story from negative vibe to a positive vibe through self-image transformation. Are you with me? So come again back to your body. Feel your feet on the floor. Feel your breath coming in and out. Go back to your affirmation. I choose to feel good about myself. Okay, maybe you're going through something heavy that perhaps you're telling me, Jeff, you don't know what I'm going through. I don't feel good right now. So this is what I want you to tell yourself. Even though I don't feel good right now, I choose to feel good about myself. So put your hands on your heart. Feel your heart. Connect with your heart. Your heart has guided you through, and your heart is part of how you see yourself. Tell yourself, even though I'm feeling so low this moment, I choose to feel good about myself. I choose to feel good about myself. So you do it 3 times in 3 ways. You can do it as many times as possible, but I want you to do it mentally. I want it to be a whisper, and I want you to say it out loud. Okay, so you begin it mentally. I choose. And then you whisper, I choose to feel good about myself. And then you say it out loud. I choose to feel good about myself. Okay, now go back to your eyes closed. Your feet are on the floor. Tell yourself this: I stand on my feet, and I now take back my power. I stand on my 2 feet. I stand on my place of power and take back my power. I stand on my place of power and I take back my power. Feel it. Bring it to your heart. Experience it. See yourself, that person, with a self-image of total freedom and power. Tell yourself this: I am totally adequate for all situations. I am enough. I am totally adequate for all situations. I am enough. Now, tell yourself mentally, it doesn't matter what other people say about me. What matters is how I choose to respond and what I choose to believe about myself. It doesn't matter what other people say about me. What matters is what I choose to believe about myself. Yes. Yes. Now I want you to begin to see yourself through the self-image of love. Love is the highest vibration. If you step into your love being, where you are loving, because the only response that is a sane response to all these traumas of life is for you to be loving, is for you to be kind to yourself and loving to yourself. Slow down, Father. Take a deep breath. Hold it in your belly, slowly out. As you breathe in and out, I want you to see yourself breathing the color of love, whatever it is. You can give it any color, your best color. I see yourself breathing love and breathing out every fear. Give yourself permission to let go of fear. Give yourself permission to let go of fear. And every story of fear, give yourself permission to let go of blaming other people, blaming your mother, blaming your ex, blaming the government, blaming people for your life. Let's leave it now before we move on to the next slide. Please, I ask you right now, release every fear. Give yourself permission to see life through the eyes of love. Now, look at every part of you that is, every story that is driven by fear. And this is what I want you to do. Release. Release. Let it go. Release. Release. Yes, even that one. Release. Let it go. Let it go. The story that you're not enough, let it go. The story that other people are better than you, let it go. It's actually birthed in fear, not in love. The story that you have to work so hard for you to ever succeed, let it go. It's not true. It's a false story. There are so many people that work hard but they don't succeed. The story that you have to get so educated for you to break through to your best life, it's a false story. It's fake news. It's a story of fear. Now I want you to divorce fear. So with your eyes closed, look at that story of fear. Release. Release. Let it go. Release. Now I want you to see it falling off from your hands as though that it was something you are holding on to. In your mind's eye, your eyes are closed right now. I want you to put all the stories of fear in a plate somewhere in your mind's eye. And I want you to put next to that plate in your mind's eye the food that you hate the most. What is that food? Some of us, you hate pork. Some of us, you hate, I don't know which food you hate. Maybe you don't like eating. The one you hate the most, that's the one I want you to place next to the plate where you've placed your stories. Now, with your mind closed, I want you to tell me, when you look at this plate of the food that is the most disgusting food on the planet, the one that makes you to feel like puking, how do you give it in terms of how disgusted you are with that food? 1 to 10 on the scale. In your minds, your eyes are closed right now. Is it? Okay, great. Maybe from 9 to 10 in terms of how disgusted you are. Now I want you in your mind's eye, I want you to pick the plate of all your stories. And instead of consuming it, I want you to put it in that level. You put the food that you hate the most. And every time you think about these stories, I want you to know that you're going back to that disgusting plate and eating from that disgusting plate again and again and again. Eating things that disgust you, but you eat it. Why? You used to do that because your self-image was negative. Now you have a positive self-image. So I want you to focus on coming from a place of love. How does that feel? And tell yourself this mentally: I see the world through the eyes of love and self-acceptance. All is well within me. Tell yourself that. I see life through the eyes of love and self-acceptance. All is well within me. The universe is working to support me and support my best interest. Tell yourself that mentally. The universe is working to support me and support my best interests. My life is getting better and better. Tell yourself that. Now take a deep breath in and out. Okay, before we go to the next slide, this is what I want you to do. Put your feet on the floor. Okay, very good. Clear your throat if you need to. This is what I want you to do. Now that you are enough, now that you are complete, now that you are strong, we're using those three focuses, those three words to actually focus our self-image. I am enough, I am strong. I am enough, I am strong, I am complete. Okay? I am happy. So right now, telling yourself that, I want you to sit down with your back straight, with your feet on the floor, with your hands, and you lift your hands up to the sky, like they are straight up, and then down. Now, as you bring your hands up, I want you to breathe in. So up, down, out. Up, down, up, down. Now, let's do it faster this time. Remember the three things that you use to shift your self-image. You're looking at your focus. What are you focusing on? What the focus of your story? What's the story you're focusing on? You're looking at your physiology, and you're looking at your meaning. What does it mean to me? Okay. So this time we do one thing that moves our body before we go to the next very important breakthrough step. Okay. So your hands up and down. As they come up and down strong, I want you to push your breath in and out. So your hands go up, you breathe in. Your hands come down, you breathe out. So keep going. Come on. Up and down. Your hands are up and down, and you're breathing strong through your mouth or through your nose. It doesn't matter, but you're moving your body and you're beginning to feel some heat. Here you're raising your energy. You're focusing on your completeness. You are enough. You are strong. Feel your strength and keep going. Come on. I am enough. I am strong. I am complete. I am enough. I am strong. I am complete. I am enough. I am strong. I am complete. I am enough. I am strong. I am complete. I am enough. I am strong. I am complete. Yes. 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 Now finish with a yes, a strong yes. Tell yourself, yes. Say yes to your positive self-image. Say a strong yes. Yes. Let me hear. Say a strong. Let your neighbors know you're doing something. You're breaking through to the new identity. Let me hear a strong yes. Awesome. Well done. So now we can move on to the next slide. And this one is on beliefs. Now, beliefs determine how you see the world. What you believe always becomes a self-fulfilling prophecy. Our beliefs serve as the lenses through which we see the world around us. And that world is actually, the lenses are shaped by our experiences. Okay? Now, I refer to them as lenses because guess what? They can be changed. They can be changed. Your beliefs can change. These are just lenses and we can put them down. Sometimes you wear your lenses, you think you were born with them. You are not born with your lenses. You can actually change them. Whatever it is you believe right now, I tell the stories of land helplessness. The way, if you have, and this is true story, a story is told of a guy that actually kept an elephant from the time it was a small elephant baby, and used to tether it with a small rope. And the elephant believed, because it's always tethered to this tree, that tree, because it tried when it was small, tried and realized it can't, tried helplessly for a week, for 2 weeks, for a month. Now it told itself a story: I will never ever break free. Even when it's a giant elephant, like this thing can actually bring down a building, but it's still tied to the same rope it was tied when it was small. But it can't break, it can't try. Why? It has told itself it's impossible. I can't try. So that becomes the ceiling of its world. It can never break it. It can never. When we talk about breakthrough, we are talking about going through your ceiling that you have built, or your parents have actually helped you build. Because some of us, we were assisted by our parents. Actually, our environment played a key role. But I want you to know that this is not time to blame them. This is time to change your glasses. Now let's go to secret key number 3. We are going to dive deeper into all this, including the 12, all the 12 secrets in the program. But let me share the third one: key decisions that shape our destiny. Now, the great scientist Albert Einstein once said the most important decision that we will ever make in our life is whether we live in a friendly or in a hostile world. Now, I remember I actually made the decision that this world is a beautiful place. I discovered after high school that I am meeting, every time I'm feeling bad, every time I am feeling a certain way, I get to meet people that are aligned to how I'm feeling. And so my world was chaotic. I was all meeting people that are really chaotic, people that are not peaceful, people that are a certain way. And I realized, to my own frustration, but one that led to a breakthrough, I realized that my world was like that because I was like that. So I decided to change. And so there are key decisions that you can make right now that would definitely change the rest of your life. And this became one of my key decisions. And I remember I decided that if it depends on me how my world is, then I'll work on myself. And that's how I began to read. 450 books, and done over 10 courses in personal development, and, worked with leading coaches across the world, and learned all these strategies that work. That if someone tells you their life became better and they're not applying all these 12 keys, just know they're lying to you. It's not true. It's a fake news. It's a fake story. And so one of the first key decisions is to decide to transcend the confines of the cultural landscape. Is to go beyond. Now, what is that in simple English? Is to go beyond what your parents, what your culture has taught you to be the limits of what is possible. If you don't make that decision, this program is not for you. If you bow to your culture, the way you were told, okay, life is full of limitations, people die at a certain age, you have to get married to be successful, you have to, find a job to be successful, you have to go to school, all those are rules. Someone call them rules. Okay? They are BS rules. They are rules that they are coming from our belief system. They actually, you have to question them. Question them. Question the rules. If you don't question those belief system rules, have you heard of the story of this lady? This girl that realized that her mother always cut the tail of the fish. I'm sure you've heard that story. And she's like, Mom, why are you cutting the fish? She's like, why are you cutting the fish? And the mom is like, I don't know. We've always done this. We've always cut the tail. But she was not content. After dinner, she went to her grandmother. Why do we cut the tail? And the grandma laughed and said, what? Your mom still does that. We used to cut the tail because the pans we used to use our days were not big enough. So the fish could not fit on the pan. Now you have big pans and you're still cutting the tail. Hello? It's called rules. Rules are unconfirmed, unquestioned rules that we tell ourselves this is the way life is supposed to be. Unless you question them, unless you make the decision to question your rules, to question even your religion. If your religion is not giving you the fulfillment, the joy, the freedom, the hope, it's time you begin to question. Okay? Decide. This is one decision I made when I was 23 years old. I decided never to suffer again. I discovered that suffering was coming from my own decision to give the experiences of my life a certain meaning. And so when I discovered I'm the one in charge of deciding whether I suffer or not, I was like, why should I suffer? I meet with couples that are really suffering. Emotional wounds. Because someone did something, every small thing your spouse does pricks your consciousness. And so you're always suffering because it means they disrespect you, it means they hate you, it means they don't like you, it means all those meaning. This program gives you an opportunity to stop suffering. But it doesn't help you unless you make the decision. And so the 12 programs, the 12 secrets work together to free you. And let me ask, what will you get from this breakthrough, the complete breakthrough program? You get a lifetime access to the proven process. By the way, once you log in, the program is yours forever. Forever. And we said you don't have to pay an arm and a leg. And I'll be showing you the value in a moment. You will get a new empowering vision. In fact, you will see yourself so different, you will surprise yourself. You make lasting change of your self-image. The way the program has been spaced, you have time to create lasting change by applying all these 12 principles. You will take back your inner power. The power to say no, to say yes to your destiny, to say no to manipulation, whether it's coming from your parents or from your spouse. You take full control of your personal and professional life. You break free from all limitation and master your identity. Live with passion, forever changing how the world sees you. You will forever change that. How does the world see you? Now, today we've looked at how you see the world and how you see yourself. Now, I'll show you by the end of this program, you actually have a complete process, a balanced process of living this life from a place of power. Now, let me show you what we are talking about here. What is the value of this program? 12 steps proven breakthrough system valued at 250,000. If you just get the process itself and apply it in your life. This is a process I created in 15 years of my experience. And I value it at 250,000. 12 live webinar breakthrough experiences valued at 250,000. Lifetime access to the entire program. You can keep it. You can do it next year. You can do it 10 years from today. And these are proven strategies that have actually changed the lives of over 12,000 people on record. People whose names and contacts we have gone through the breakthrough program. 12,000 people. Those that have written down back to us and told us this is how this has changed me. Amazing. You get coaching tools and workbooks and worksheets valued at 90,000. The total value is 690,000. Let me ask you a question. Do you believe that the breakthrough of getting your life back and living it on your terms is actually worth 650K? Do you believe? Yes or no? Do you believe it's actually priceless to get your life back, to get your freedom, to get to see yourself at the best version of you? Do you believe it's worth 650,000? Would it be true to say that your life and dreams are worth more than 650K? Would it be true to say that? Now, let me tell you, for a limited period of time, for me, I'll not charge you 650. For a limited period of time, you will get the full access for less than 10%. Less than 10%. My God, is that even 10%? I think it's 1%. You'll only pay 15,000 shillings today for the entire program. If you paid right now before you end it, because for me, I reward action takers. This program is not for people who are testing or they're trying to test what kind of a coach am I. No, this is not for you. I'm not on that, place. I've proven results. And so I'm only looking for people that are looking for proven results. They are looking for real results in their life. And so if you go and, by tomorrow you come back again here, you pay 45,000 shillings tomorrow morning. And so for more information, you can call me or WhatsApp me on my number. This is Jeff on 0722 992 111. And you know what? This is what I want you to do. I want you to take the action right now. If you're ready to take the action right now, click on the button below. There's a big button below and take action. And remember, since you've come all the way, I have a gift for you. But then as I give you that gift, in fact, I have two gifts. I have the Why You Do the Things You Do book, but also have the Breakthrough program book, like the entire program in a book. I'll give it all to you when you join the program. This is free. I bought it for you. So you find on the button, put your name, your email, and phone number, and check out. If you want to pay with M-Pesa, you can pay with M-Pesa. Just put your M-Pesa number. If you want to pay, and your PIN, and you'll be taken to an area where you can complete your payment. If you want to pay with a card, you can, click the drop down arrow and select card. And I'm looking forward to see you at Breakthrough with Jeff, where we live life with zero limits. Now, let me show you one mistake that you want to avoid. The number one mistake in personal change and transformation is trying to figure out things on your own rather than working with a coach or a mentor, and someone says, Jeff, thank you so much. Let me go figure out, the entire process by myself in the next 15 years. Ultimately, it's a costly mistake. This is actually the mistake that costed me so much. I remember I paid for my mistakes. I ended up paying, I was doing my math, 1.5 million Kenya shillings for my mistakes of walking alone, because I lost a lot of time. And I did the math of how much time I lost in the wilderness of confusion, of trying things that never worked, of trying this and that, things that were just useless, things that were not working for me. Please avoid this number one mistake, is doing it alone. When I discovered that, up to this moment, 15 years later, I still have a coach, and I still have a mentor, and I have people that walk with me. I never want to get to that place where I'm paying more. You will still pay. If you think 15K is a lot, by the way, most of you will spend it in the next few days. By the way, you're making one of these two choices. You can go back to your own life of trial and error that always leads us only to what we know. If you understand the human mind, and I've read so many books on the human psychology, that's why I can talk with authority. If you never take decision when you are in this energy of goal setting or making a decision, you actually go back to the same version you've always been and do the things you've always done. The second decision you can make is you can join a tried and tested breakthrough process, a program that has given results to over 12,000 people in the last 15 years. Now the choice is yours. It is quite difficult to really place a monetary value to this program. It is. Considering that you will almost certainly spend 15,000 in the next few days or few weeks, it makes sense to use that money to invest in yourself so that you may reap greater rewards in the future. But you see, this is highly discounted program. That's why I'm saying it's so difficult to place the true monetary value on this. The problem is that I had a difficult time really weighing the cost and benefits of what I was providing with you, my client. Since I'm well aware that the amount of money it took me to obtain the wealth of knowledge I'm giving you is actually estimated the excess of 3 million. From attending the world's most transformative coaching institution to being coached by world-class coaches, researching, participating in webinars, and reading more than 450 books in 15 years, it is quite hard to place a monetary value to this. Now, after this, the program will go back to its value. Believe you me, this will be above 100K, what I will give it. But for now, I just want to serve people, and I want to serve you. That's why I'm giving it to you right now. And I want you to really step into your best version, because for me, that's my mission. That's why I'm here. So take action. Go back. Let me share with you again the action slide so that you understand. Take action here. Click on the button below and see you at the Breakthrough with Jeff. God bless.